Hey everyone, it's your girl Shauna J. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Today I have a very special video for you guys, and I know I always say that, but honestly this is a very special video because today I'm going to be talking about my favorites, like my absolute favorites in my collection, my top 10 for life. I'm not sure how I'm going to title the video, but you get the idea. I'm going to be talking to you guys about my 10 favorites from my collection. This is not easy because I have so many fragrances, so I had to really delve really deep, and it took me a little while to come up with these fragrances, but I think I got them right. I want you guys to kind of join in on the fun though. I want you guys to tell me what your top 3 favorite fragrances from your collection are. I'm very curious to see what fragrances you guys are going to talk about. For me, I'm just going to pick the fragrances that just hit different. The fragrances that just hit the spot. They just make me feel good. They make me smell good. I just think about what fragrances I never want to be without. So basically, those are the fragrances that I'm going to show you today. Anyway, guys, so that's enough for this damn intro. Let's jump right into this video. The first fragrance that I have here is Pleasure's Intense, and this one is by Estee Lauder. So I did talk to you guys a couple of days ago about this fragrance. I explained to you guys how I came about it. So I bought this one on a day that I was having like a really bad day. I even remembered that it was raining, so I even remembered that little detail. But funny enough, I can't remember what I was so sad about. It's kind of strange, but chances are it was like probably a bunch of things that were on my mind or bothering me. To be honest, when I kind of look back, I feel as though I was probably depressed. I wasn't talking to anyone about the things that I was going through. I was just trying to cope on my own, which is such a bad thing. If you guys are going through anything, find that one person that you trust to talk to about it. You just never know what that does. For me, I was like buying perfumes like crazy. Every time I would have an off day or, my stress would be like on 10, I was just going to Macy's or Sephora or just one of these stores, and I would just spend all my money on perfumes. I would use perfumes to pacify whatever it is I was going through. Nowadays, I have a much more healthy relationship with fragrances. I only buy perfumes that I have a real interest in, not because I'm feeling sad, Yeah, I was having one of those days that I was just down and out, and I wanted to try something new. I didn't like this fragrance immediately. As a matter of fact, on my way home, I was like, I'm gonna return it because I don't like it, especially because it was so different from the original, which I absolutely love. So of course I didn't return this one. I ended up trying it a couple of more times and completely fell in love with this fragrance. But anyway, guys, Pleasure's Intense is for sure a floral fragrance. It is very floral, so you have to be into florals in order to like this one. For me, I love florals, so definitely not a problem. When I smell this one, I get like a huge bouquet of pink and purple flowers, like deep purple flowers. There's no purple flowers in this one, so I'm not really sure what I'm picking up. This one is actually all about green lily and peony. We have a bunch of florals, but I don't think there are any purple florals in this one. But yeah, for the most part, I get a very clean, lush floral scent. Sometimes it kind of reminds me of floral shampoo. But what I find very special about this fragrance is how well they combine those clean florals with the sweeter notes. So under all those clean florals, you have vanilla, benzoin, maple. We also have Starix in here, which gives it like a slight balsamic feel. It smells so unusual, but it's very feminine, very pretty, and I just love wearing this one. I've been reaching for this one more than anything else these days. Every single night before going to bed, I take my shower and I spritz this one on, and when I get up, I just smell so freaking good. Even though I love this fragrance, I would say that it's not blind buy safe. It is a very unusual scent, like I said before, so it's definitely a fragrance you definitely have to try. But I love this fragrance so much, and that's why it's definitely on this list. So yeah, this is Estee Lauder's Pleasure's Intense. Oh my god, freaking crazy about this one. The next fragrance that I have on this list is L'Oreal by MIYAKE. This one is the EDT not to be confused with the EDP. I don't enjoy the EDP as much as I enjoy the EDT. I actually purchased the Eau de Parfum in the past and had to return it because it just wasn't giving me the same kind of vibe as the EDT. So yeah, just to put that out there, the EDT and the EDP, they smell similar, but I prefer the EDT. Now, I was introduced to this fragrance a couple of years back. An ex of mine gifted this one to me. At that point, I didn't really love this scent. I liked it, but it wasn't something that I craved, or it wasn't something that I really wanted to wear all the time. As a matter of fact, less than halfway through the fragrance, I just kind of put it to the side and stopped wearing it. Eventually, me and that ex broke up, and I was walking through Macy's and a sales associate asked me to try this one. Of course, I was very hesitant because I kind of knew what it smelled like, so I wasn't really optimistic about liking it. But, you know, I was walking through the mall, then I got a good whiff of this one, and I was like, oh my God. I immediately went back to that salesperson and bought me a set, and it was love ever since. I haven't been able to keep this one out of my collection. Every single time I run out of it, I have to repurchase it. As a matter of fact, I have a little old bottle that I have to get rid of right here. So yeah, see, it's a serious love. I love this one. This is a very heady, floral aquatic scent. Is quite potent. I would say that this is the mother of all floral aquatics. Because I have this one in my collection, I really don't feel the need to have any more floral aquatics in my collection, because this one just really hits a spot for me. So whenever I'm in the mood to smell really clean and fresh, but I want something with that aquatic undertone, this is definitely what I always reach for. The combination of melon, lilies, lotus, and the musk in here is just so intoxicating and so addictive. Whenever I wear this scent, I always get complimented. I'm always being asked what I'm wearing, and I even get compliments from the people that are around me every single day and know exactly what I'm wearing. So I have a best friend, and whenever I wear this, she's always saying, oh, you smell so good. But be warned, this is a very strong, heady scent. So if you are sensitive to strong fragrances, this may not be for you. But if you like to smell clean and fresh for the whole day, this is definitely for you. This is LAUDER, you see, by MIYAKE, and this is the Eau de Toilette. The next fragrance that I have here is Fleur Musc Floral, and this one is by Narciso Rodriguez. This fragrance right here just had to make this list. It's definitely one of my favorites from the house of Narciso Rodriguez. It smells so pretty. So this one is all about rose, musk, and patchouli. It's a very simple scent, but it smells so good. It starts out a little bit peppery, so when you just spray this one out, you get like a peppery rose kind of smell. After the first phase, like after the first couple of minutes, the pepper starts to kind of like disappear a little bit or go to the background, and the rose kind of come to the forefront, and then you have that musk, the Narciso Rodriguez signature musk, and then there's some greenness from the patchouli. Even if you don't like patchouli, you like this fragrance because it doesn't feel like, you know, that dirty, earthy patchouli. It just gives it this, I don't know, like this green scent. It's a kind of fragrance that a bride could wear on her wedding day or a bridesmaid. It does have a pink scent. So the rose in here to me doesn't smell like a red rose. It kind of does smell like a pink rose to me. It is just so delicate, so feminine, so pretty. The dry down is amazing. It's one of those fragrances that is just so good once it starts to dry down. Ever since I got this one, my search for the perfect rosy musky scent is done. I don't search for rose fragrances anymore because this one just hits the spot. Like it just gives me everything that I want from a rosy musky type scent. This is absolutely beautiful. It just smells so good. This is Fleur Musc Floral, and this one is by Narciso Rodriguez. I love everything about this fragrance, and even though it is light, it does last a long time. So I love the fact that it definitely lingers for the whole day. I love this fragrance. The next fragrance that I have here is Classique. This is the Eau de Toilette, and this one is by JEAN-PAUL-GAULTIER. My God, I would say that this is the queen of my fragrance collection. Like, she's just a queen. Like, I don't know how else to put it. It's hard to outdo this fragrance. I don't know why, but I just consider her to be the mother of all the other fragrances in my fragrance collection. She just has that type of personality. She gives off that kind of vibe, like very dominant, very assertive, very feminine, very classic, very classy. So what I love about this fragrance is that it's very complex. It has like multiple compartments. On one end, you have the orange blossom that gives the fragrance this very big soapy type scent, and then you have the ginger that gives it this very fizzy scent, and then on one end you have the warmer, sweeter, spicier notes. So we have that beautiful vanilla mixed in with a little bit of warm spiciness. When you combine all of that, it just smells so good. This fragrance definitely got its own little vibe going on. I guess a lot of people would treat this like they're going out scent, but I treat this fragrance like my everyday scent, like when I'm going to bed, or if I'm just gonna run a quick errand, or if I'm going out. It doesn't matter, I always want to just smell like this. It is super addictive. When I'm not wearing this scent, I always miss it and kind of wish I did wear it. It smells amazing. So yeah, this is Classique, this is Eau de Toilette, and this is by Jean-Paul-GAULTIer. So the next fragrance that I have here is Classique Pin Up, and of course this one is also by Jean-Paul-GAULTIer. So this is actually a flanker to the original Classique fragrance. I also love this fragrance. It kind of has the same vibe as the original, but not really. So they do have similarities, but this one definitely has her own vibe and her own personality. As I wear this one more and more, it's kind of putting me in the mind of KLEIN's Love Don't Be Shy. It kind of smells like that, and I guess that's because they have a lot of notes in common. They both have marshmallow, vanilla, orange blossom, so they do have a lot in common. If you just like the scent profile of KLEIN's Love Don't Be Shy, definitely look into this one. The combination of notes here are just amazing. Longevity on this one is just superb, just as the original is. They last and last and last. They last for days. I mean, they just don't wear off until you take your shower. So someone in my comments had asked me which one I prefer. This one is very sweet, so I have to be in the mood to wear this one, but I'm always in the mood to wear this one because this one is heavier on the soapy clean notes, which I find easier to wear. The sweetness here is very calm. It's kind of like in the background, it's there, but I think the soapiness is kind of more prominent in this one. Meanwhile, the marshmallow, the vanilla is kind of like to the forefront. So those are the differences that I find with both fragrance. Not to mention that this one has a more youthful type of smell. This one feels a little bit more classic and a little bit more mature. It did come out in the 1990s, so of course, you know, it's just gonna have the 1990s DNA a little bit. So yeah, so those are just some little differences with the two fragrances, but I need both in my collection. The next fragrance that I have here is Sheer Beauty Essence. This is one of my absolute favorite fragrances ever. I don't want to hype up this one too much because it could just be a personal thing. I could be the only person that thinks it smells so amazing, but yes, to my nose, this is just so beautiful. This is lilac, rose, pear blossom, and it has musk in there. The combination of notes here are just so good. The musk here is just what drives me crazy. It's not really like creamy, but it's sort of creamy. And I think that's what I find so special. It smells so good. I don't know how to explain that musk that they use. It just smells so good. What I did notice about this fragrance is that I definitely think it has been reformulated, and that's such a nightmare for me. My original bottle was way stronger. It had more presence, and I find that this new bottle that I have here is very light. From what I'm experiencing right now, I mean, I feel as though this one was definitely reformulated because it is super light. The original was very strong, and that's what I really loved about it. So I'm a little bummed out about that. I'm getting traces of it here, but I literally sprayed it like 20 minutes ago, so it should definitely be stronger than that. But it smells so good, so I'm gonna keep it on this list. But yes, it does seem like they kind of watered this one down a little bit, which is crazy. But anyway, like I said, this is a beautiful scent. This is rose, lilacs, pear blossom, and a beautiful, intoxicating musk. So pretty. So the next fragrance that I have here is Glow by J.Lo. I know y'all didn't think I wasn't gonna add this one to this list. It doesn't matter how many other fragrances I encounter, how many other fragrances I fall in love with, you know, how many other fragrances I add to my collection. This will always have a place in my collection. These days, I rarely reach for this one. I still do, but you know, I don't reach for this one as much as I used to do, and that's because, you know, of course I have so many fragrances in my collection, so many fragrances to try, and somehow I've managed to neglect this one a little bit. The only thing I could say I hate about this fragrance is the freaking bottle. Like, it's so annoying. Like, how am I supposed to spray this? You get that burst of grapefruit, you have orange blossom, rose, the musk in here is to die for. Once it dries on the skin, it gives me this beautiful soapy musk. It lasts forever. There's just nothing for me to hate about this fragrance. It's an absolute love. I understand that some people may be giving me the side eye right now because I know some people don't like this one, but if you're into clean, fresh, soapy fragrances, it's definitely worth giving a try. It smells so good. It smells so good to me. So the next fragrance that I have here is L'Interdit. This is by Givenchy, and this one is the Eau de Toilette. So this fragrance is fairly new to my collection, but I've already decided that this one is my signature. It's just perfect to me. I can't find any one thing wrong with this fragrance. It's just so good. It's just so good. It has like a very soapy scent, and I know I use the word soapy a lot, but that's because I intentionally try to add soapy fragrances to my collection. Someone had mentioned that before, like, you always say soapy.
That's because I like soapy fragrances, and a lot of the fragrances that I have in my collection were added because they're soapy. There's no other way for me to describe it. So yes, this is soapy.
And under that, you have like some sweetness, like some candied sweetness. In the background, we have a beautiful muskiness and earthiness. It's just so good. And what I love about this fragrance is that it could be an everyday type of scent because it kind of has that type of quality, but it's also very classy feeling. It has like a classy vibe. So whether you're just down or just up, I think this one could definitely work. But what I think I love most of all about this fragrance is the fact that the performance is good. I love a fragrance with good performance. So this one is all day. So if you wear this one for the whole day and even after that, you're gonna smell it. I sprayed this one like on my neck, and because I had my scarf wrapped around my neck, it's now still like 3 days later, it's still lingering on my scarf. So it is that kind of fragrance. It kind of clings to you and clings to everything else that it touches. So yeah, I think that's a good thing, you know, especially when you do like a fragrance. Okay, so this is L'Interdit, this is the Eau de Toilette, and this is from the house of Givenchy. The next fragrance that I have on this list is Creamy Sunshine, and this one is by Pink Sugar. So of course, this is a flanker to the original Pink Sugar fragrance, and I would say that it is quite obvious that this one is a flanker because it smells quite similar to the original Pink Sugar. They did add some different notes to this fragrance. I believe they added coconut and caramel. So there are some different notes to this one that I can't really sense. I do sense that there's something different about this one. I think it's a little bit lighter on that licorice note or that burnt sugar note that a lot of people don't like. And I think in exchange for that, they added some sort of sweet notes. I think one of the biggest misconceptions about me is that I don't like gourmand fragrances. That is so far from the truth. I love a good gourmand fragrance, but that's the key word. Like, it has to be good. In a lot of gourmand fragrances, I find that they like to add patchouli and sometimes they like to add woods. You know, I don't like my gourmand fragrances to be disturbed by anything earthy or anything dirty smelling or anything woodsy smelling. I like a straight up gourmand. I want to just smell straight up edible, and I think sometimes that's a little bit hard to find. So when I find a good gourmand fragrance that just smells straight up edible and sweet, I usually stick to that fragrance. That's exactly what I found in this fragrance. I just think it just smells sweet and delicious. It smells like something to eat, and that's what I love about this fragrance. It's not as potent as the original Pink Sugar scent, but when you're wearing this one, you're able to smell it for the whole day. You're definitely able to smell it, but it doesn't project as strongly as the original. I really like this one. I think it smells so good. This is Creamy Sunshine, and it's by Pink Sugar. The last fragrance that I have on this list is a Molecule 01, and this one is by Eccentric Molecules. So I remember when this one came out a couple of years back, everybody was going crazy about this one. And, you know, for me, I was just curious to know what it smells like. You know, from the descriptions and the reviews, I kind of felt like I was gonna like this one. And I was just praying to God it would just live up to my expectation, and it certainly did. This one gives off a very unique scent. A lot of people have issues explaining what they're smelling when they smell this one. I get a very clean, airy, cedarwood type scent. It smells so good. So I do find that it's a little bit moody, but it doesn't matter what mood this fragrance is in. It just smells so good. This is another fragrance that garners so many compliments. If you're looking for a fragrance that's gonna get you compliments, definitely look into this fragrance. What I also love about this fragrance is that it's super long lasting. When you're wearing this one, you'll be able to smell it all day. Another fragrance that literally lasts days on me. So yeah, this is Molecule 01 by Eccentric Molecules. Okay guys, so that brings me to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. Oh, don't forget to let me know what your top 3 favorite fragrances are. That I want to know. Okay, anyway guys, so that's it for me. If you're new to my channel, you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm out. Bye.